Hello everyone, it's Laurel here from Forever Purple Creations, and I'm so excited and very nervous at the same time. I haven't been on for a little bit, and for some reason I almost feel like I'm going live because I'm super nervous. I don't know why. Probably because I have so much to do and I don't want to take up a lot of time doing it. Um, Welcome to day 4 for the Advent tag. I don't know, collaborate. I want to say collaboration, but the 24 days that we're doing for Tracy Fox Creative. She asked her DT members and some other people to each do a day with her December daily Advent tags. And I have day 4, which number 4 happens to be my favorite number, so that worked out. And I have the little snowman tag, and unfortunately, this one. I don't have the whole kit just printed out to show you, but this is one of the pages from the one I have for day 4. And there went all of my words. Anyway, so I have a lot to show you in a short amount of time. I tried to prep things. I have one finished. Guys, I have 8 lights on in here and some new bright lights. I hope this doesn't come across dark because it doesn't seem to matter how many lights I have on. To me, I'm seeing everything really dark. So I will kind of go through what I made and what I did and what I could have done. Because you know me, I start touching, and the more I touch, the more I want to do to a project. And at some point, I just finally had to say, okay, you're going to run out of time. So you kind of have to stop now and not do anymore. So I'll probably pause in between some of this, which you guys won't know because some things will have to dry. But anyway, I will get to showing you what I did. So as I started touching day 4, I kept getting more ideas. And you know me, more is more is more. And I'll show you what I made, and then I'll show you what I may make later on because I wanted to do so much more to this. So this is actually going to be a 3-part tag, and I kind of had it tipped on these because the lights, because I have so many going on, are shining all over this, and I want to be able to show it to you, which I will in a second. So it's actually can be a 3-part tag, and one part will have a little booklet in it, and I haven't finished making all that yet because I wanted to show you the process of what I'm going to do. So I'll start with what I did. So this is the 2-part tag, and it can actually be one tag like this, and I'll bring it up and kind of show you guys. And there is a snowman, and that light's going to come in there. And behind there, which when I take it apart, I'll show you, there's a tree. And this is actually all done in layers with 3 sheets of acetate. The tag printed out 3 times. The snowman printed out 1,000,000 times on vellum and then cut into little pieces because I wanted it to be dimensional. So when you look through it, you can kind of see all of the layers, if that makes any sense. So this is it, and let me turn this one light off a minute and see if that'll help so I can show you without the bright. So that is Mr. Snowman right there, and you're going to see all kinds of stuff in there with him. There's some snowflakes, and those are all done on the different layers. And then there's some different pieces of holly and leaves, and I actually used some snow that I have, some glitter snow and some plain snow in the layers. And when I take off this back one, you'll see it better. That's why I said it changed as I was working with it. I changed what I wanted to do. I want to change it 1,000,000 times. There's also snow in here, and you're not going to see it, but there's this in here, and it's like little tiny rectangles, and it's laser gems, and that's in there, and it kind of stuck to some of the snowflakes and stuff, but if you tap it, it comes off. So I'm going to take this apart and show you. So I decided to make it so that you can have it together or that it can come apart. So this is one tag like this by itself. You can also slide this down off the button, pull this off, and now you have this tag and this tag, and this is actually the back. And this tag is done with one of the trees on just paper, and then I used stickles, the sparkly stickles on top of all of the ornaments that were on the tree. And then I used some gold fiber, this, to put in the strands on the tree. It's got a little gold star. And then I also put snow on the tree because I love things that have different textures and are dimensional. And then here's where you'll see the glitter snow on the bottom. And to me, that just looks like snow. And then I took a stamp and did some snowflakes on the paper as well. So that can be one tag by itself. But when you put them together, and you can see it, the dimension of it way better when it doesn't look dark with 8 million lights on. But anyway, when it's by itself, it looks like this. And I don't know if you can see it in there, but the presents are each on a different layer. The snow is on a different layer. There are snowflakes that are all on each different layer. And then parts of the snowman are on different layers. And it's so sad because I know it's not, you're not going to get, I know you can kind of see the arms, but you're not going to get how cool this this actually looks. It's about that wide now, so it is a tag, but it's about a little less than, a little more than a 1/4 inch thick from putting all the layers together. And then I used one of the bells from I think one of her freebies for the hanger for the tag, and that's the back. So you can see here's the snowman's body and then all of that. But then you can kind of see, it's so hard to see on here, but it is all in layers. And that's what we're going to make today. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm sure as I make things, I learned there are easier ways to do it. My brain does not work that way, so I have to go with how my brain works. I will show you the other idea, and I might do it to this one when I'm done, but I may do it to the other one. I actually made one and then prepped all the stuff to make another one so I could show you how to make it, because I didn't know how to video while I was making it and then crop and, you know, splice and move things around. So I didn't do that part, but I'm going to show you just how cool this looks like this. This isn't, it would be neater than this, but I'm going to show you if I can, there we go. So I'm just going to push this up in here and kind of show you, then maybe you'll see the dimension. So these are little fairy lights that I got at the dollar store, believe it or not. They didn't used to carry these ones, but I managed to find some. I just want to get a couple of the lights up in there so I can show you what it'll look like. So let me turn it on. And I just think, let me see if I can get one up a little higher here. And I know I don't want to spend too much time just showing you the tag. I actually want to make it, but I think it looks so cool with lights inside of it. And I said, as I get working on stuff, the ideas just keep, my brain just starts processing and wants to do more and more and more. So I may have to make one with the lights inside of it. They'll be along the edges, so it won't be so bright like right there. But you can kind of see the dimension of it now. So this is what we're going to make, and I'll show you how I went about the process. Make sure you go along and watch everybody from each day. I'm excited for this. I've been excited, you know, since before it started, and got my idea and got everything ready and thought I had what I was going to do. And then, of course, that all changed. And as I started working on it, my project just grew and grew and grew. But please go and watch everybody. There's just so much inspiration out there, and there's so much to learn still. And all I can tell anybody is, lately, which I do a lot of, go outside your comfort zone and just go with what you feel. And just sometimes, I mean, I didn't expect it to turn out like it did either. I never know how my things are going to turn out because I don't have a plan ahead of time. But what it can turn into, you know, is just amazing sometimes, and you learn so much stuff along the way. So this is going to be the back. So this is going to be the back, the last tag on the back, and this one will actually slide into here. And why did my thing just suddenly get dark? That was weird. This will slide into here, and then this will be hooked onto here. And then this little book's going to open, and there will be a couple of pieces of paper where you can write like special memories from that day, or, you know, something about Christmas you want to remember, or, you know, keep some ephemera or whatever you want to do with it. And I figured this could probably hang on your tree, and then these could go in a journal, because this could actually be a beautiful cover on a journal, especially with the lights in it. So it just depends on what you want to do with it. So that's how that's going to go. So I did prep, and I'll kind of show you, and I'm not sure why my thing went dark, and that was really weird, and everything better be plugged in and charging, because if my computer starts to die or something, I'll probably lose my mind. All right, so I'll show you where this goes along. So I made 3 layers because I wanted to have some space in between. I doubled up, and I like to recycle things. I doubled up boxes, and I think I used a Cheez-It box. And I doubled them and put them together, and then I cut them out like windows. So this is, I'll show you, because I'm going to actually have to cut this one. That's for the back. That's how this one looks on the back here. It just kind of covers everything back here to make sure nothing's showing after I did the wrapping and everything. So we're going to, and I'll probably do some of it pause, and then you won't know I paused, but it'll just make it go quicker this way. So on this one, I haven't glued it together yet, and I haven't done the stamping yet, but it, you know, Tracy gives you in the kit, and I want to make sure I don't forget to say anything. All the links for everybody for each day will be listed below. There is one link, and you go to it and it opens up, and it's numbered 1 through 24, and you just click on those links and it'll take you right to that person's video. Make sure you go over and purchase the kit. It is an amazing kit, and there are so many things you can do with it. Oh, the idea of what I'm doing with this project with each day. I'm doing mine different, of course, because that's just me. But anyway, so this will be my backing tag, and on this tree, it's a little bit different than the other one. I wrapped it in the gold that makes it look like garland, and then on all of the little ornaments, and I probably added a bunch of my own, I put a bunch of little stones on there in all the different colors, the purple, the pink, the green, the yellow, the red, because I needed it to look like a tree. You know, I got to add all those details. So that one's going to go actually right there. So I'm going to glue my, first I'm going to glue my tag together, and I'm trying to stay up close because I want to make sure you guys can see everything. So I'm just going to glue this together, and I probably want to use my Fabri-Tac on this. Sorry, it'll just go faster. I'm kind of a fan of both these glues now, but I am still a fan of my Fabri-Tac. It's just how it is. It just works the best for me. So we're just going to glue this. See how fast I can do this. I loved Tracy's day 1 and day 2. I haven't watched Antonio's day 3 yet because I've been busy working on this, but I will stay caught up. But my brain has been so focused on this, and like I said, I kept wanting to add more. And then in between all of this, for the first time in many, many years, I got really, really sick. And I kind of was trying to pretend I wasn't sick and fought it off for a few days at work, and ended up going to the doctor, and I ended up having influenza A, influenza B, and bilateral bronchial pneumonia. So I was down sick and couldn't go back to work. So that was going on. So that's kind of slowed me down a little bit. But all right, so now that tag's glued together, we're just going to glue on our tree, and I'm going to place one of my squares on here, just so I can make sure that the star still shows through. So I'm going to pick up the back one, and I have all the stuff prepared and on each one of these that goes on each layer. And it's a little bit tedious of how I have to do it. Like I said, I'm quite sure there's probably a simpler way, but this is just how my brain works and how I do things. I think I like things complicated. So this is going to go in here. So see, I need to make sure that tree's lower. Like that. Just so he's behind the snowman. And this tree's a little bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. And then this just kind of goes right there. So that's where that tree's going. So I'm going to put a little glue behind here and get this glued down. I don't want to I don't want to take it off because then I'll forget where it needs to go. So I'm just going to put some on the bottom, glue the bottom half down, then I'll lift the top and put it up. So we'll see how fast I can get this done. There are so many people right now doing so many Christmas things, and this is my favorite time of year. I absolutely love Christmas. This is only my second year of actually creating themed things. Like I create for Christmas and stuff, but I never used to create with themes like Christmas digitals. And last year got me going, and I mean, I absolutely love Christmas, and there are so many things. I have so many ideas, but there is never enough time. And my sister's like, you got to start earlier. And I said, well, people don't come out with their new kits until, you know, right before Christmas. And, you know, I only have two hands, and, you know, everyone knows I'm a bus driver, so I'm gone all day. But I have so many ideas of things I want to do, and I'm in the middle of working on a bunch of projects with a few of Tracy's kits. So it's like you put one aside for a little bit and start with another one. So there, now we have the tree on there. And now we're going to put some snow on here, and I have this Aleene's Glitter Snow and this Aleene's True Snow. So I kind of did one with one and then the next layer with another. And this one I actually want to put on the paper, because when you don't have the tag on there, you want it on the paper. And I also want it on my tree. So I just kind of, I don't know exactly how you use this stuff. I kind of just mushed it on how I thought it should go. Now I don't want the peaks or anything too high because, you know, I'm going to have to put the acetate over this. I just want to make sure that you can see the different layers through here. So, and then I can also add glitter to this one, which is what I'll probably do. I just wanted to go over here because I'm trying to mimic kind of the other one. It's okay if it's a little different. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. I do have to do some stamping on here. So we're going to get this one. I don't know if there's a special way to use this stuff. I've never used it before, but this is how I did mine. I kind of work my own way. I'm sure there are people are screaming at me all the time, like, you could have, you know, it works like this. You could have done this, but I don't know. I learn what I need to learn kind of my own way, and some of it is a longer process, but that's okay. I don't mind. That kind of is what slows me down a little bit because I go about 900 miles an hour, and I just want to put a little snow on here in different places. So it looks like it snowed on the tree a little bit. Because, you know, again, it's about the little details. And then I kind of just dropped some here and there just to, not that you can see it, but I know it's there just to kind of give it dimension in different places. All right, so that's that. And we'll get the stamp, and I'll show you what I did, and then we'll dry that, and I will dry that off camera and then come back and we'll start putting the layers down. I'll show you what I did, and then I'll probably pause and glue the pieces on, because you don't want to watch all that, because that's just craziness. That's just my tedious brain doing a million things at one time. So you don't need to see all of that, but I'll give the idea of how I did it all. All right, so what am I looking for? My stamp, which should be right here. So my sister borrowed me some of her stamps. It has these different snowflakes on it, and I just was using, let's see here, we're going to try this one, because the snowman, actually, his scarf and stuff was a kind of purple. I'm sorry for reaching, but my stuff is right above me, and I need my white paint, because I used a white, I used my picket fence, but it doesn't seem to dry. So I know I purchased white paint other than picket fence, and I'm trying to look for that. So again, right away, here I go with not knowing where. I have everything organized now in new places, and it's not going to be where I need it to be, so I'll just use the picket fence. We're going to use this one on here. Let's see if I can get this lilac to work. If not, we'll switch to a blue. And yes, I did one little snowflake, and that's pretty light, so it might not show. Let's put this down here and see what happens. Oh, it shows up. Okay. And yes, I had colors all over my hands and everything, so we're just going to kind of add some snowflakes, just really light. I didn't add any white ones on this one. I did mostly just the dark color. And see, my screen's going off, and it shouldn't be timing out because I'm filming. That doesn't make any sense. Who knows? You may have performance issue. What does that mean? See? It's only because I have something to do, and there's no way I can redo this video once I've done it. So I apologize if it turns out really bad. You'll get the idea of what I did. I don't know. I have a new computer, a new, I'm trying to look for a blue, a new computer, a new webcam. So I don't know what the issues could be. Let's see what this color will look like. Maybe that one will show up a little more. There we go. There we go. We need a blue like this. So we're going to kind of go here and here and here. Get one on the tree. There we go. And that's that. So that's a tree. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of this fairy dust on here. This is some potent stuff. I'm going to be playing with glitter and stuff for a while because it's like all over my room. I just kind of swoosh it off my desk and it kind of goes everywhere. I'm going to swoosh this right into the garbage. All right. Because we want this one sparkly for when it's by itself. Yeah, I'm really bad with the glitter. I kind of just go everywhere. I hope everybody's having fun and playing along. I saw a few of them. I want to play along, but I have a completely different idea in mind. I will end up making my tags as well, but I am using them for something else. And I kind of want to flatten this just a little bit because I know that acetate's going to go over it, or the other thing's going to sit on top of it. So that's that one. I also prepped the bell, but I think I'll put that on last. So I did prep both of these for the tags so that I can put them on because I didn't want to take time to do that. So this actually goes on here and then will slide up. This one's a little tighter than the other one was, but that's okay. All right, so let's get to the next thing. This is the fun part. So what I did is I put the acetate on top of 2 pieces of the box. The box I used, it was obviously a little thin, so I had to do 2 layers. So what I did is I cut out the tag shape, and then I cut it out in the center, and then I had to do this 12 times because the first layer wasn't thick. Oh, actually more than 12 because I made the other tag too. It didn't give enough separation for what I wanted to show. So here are the pieces that go on the first layer, and it's just the snowman's head and his body and his arms. So I've cut off his arm. Did I cut off his arm on the other one? No, I left it on there. That's okay. And then the next layer will have his nose and I think that's it. His nose, yeah, his nose and his scarf. And you'll see it kind of just gives it some dimension. So that's going to go on top of here. So what I need to do now is I have to figure out where I want this to sit, if it's in the right place, because I don't want them right on top of the tree. And then I have to add presents in here. Did I put the present on the first one? Yeah, it's on the acetate of this one with the body. So this, I want him to come down a little bit. I don't want him right on top of the tree. And I've got to have room for his arms because his scarf goes here, so I have to account for that. And then his head. So then I kind of just figured out where I wanted it. Where's his hat? I need a hat so I can see where this goes. So I'm curious to know how many people, how many things they got going on for Christmas. Me, it's kind of just I play with this stuff for Christmas. Hopefully during the year I'll start working on some other projects. So I just want to make sure you can still see parts of the tree and everything. So that's a good place for him. So I lay it there like that. And then I have to take a pencil and draw around here just to kind of get a shadow because I have to glue it on the back. So this one gets this one, his head, his body and his head, and then the next one, which is right here, and I have them all in order, and then this piece will go on the top. Each layer I made sure, and I did them opposite so it kind of gives some dimension. So that's going to go on the top. So the next layer, I'm going to show you guys what they all look like, and then I'm going to go and glue them, and then I'll come back. So then the next layer gets just the scarf and his nose, which is backwards and upside down. Let me get my little tweezers. And I apologize for this light, guys. I just don't know what else to do on how to fix this. What's that in there? Get that out of there. So then the next layer will get his scarf and his nose. And then the last layer will get his hat. Let me move this over. This, and this. The last layer will get his hat, his arms again, and his buttons. And each layer will have a present in a different spot. There will be a present here, a present in the middle, and a present on the right, so that when you're actually holding it up and looking at it, you can see 1, 2, 3. They're behind each other, just like his scarf and stuff. You can see that it's dimensional. And I'll do the same thing when I do the snowflakes and put in the hollies and stuff. I'll put some on each layer. So I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces on, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I have them all glued down now. As you can see, I'll tilt them up. This is, I have to glue on the packages yet, but I have to stack them to see. So this is the top piece that has the hat, the buttons, and the arms. The middle one that has the scarf and his nose. And then the bottom one, which has his body with the arms and his head. So that when you stack them together, and as soon as I glue the presents in place, you'll see what I mean. It just kind of gives it a little bit of dimension. Let me move this over a little bit. So it goes like that. This one will go up here. And then this one goes here. And then that present will go there. So you can kind of see how it gives it the dimension, like the presents are stacked on top of each other. I'll zoom in a little bit just so you can see for a second. I know it's a little crooked, but see how the presents are kind of stacked on top of each other. So let me back up. All right, that might be too far back. Maybe a little more. No, I'm all crooked. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the presents on, and then I'm also going to put the snow on in different places in each layer, as well as the different, I have a whole bunch of them here, but I'm not using all of them, the different pieces of holly and stuff in different places on different layers, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added on the presents and all the snow on each layer how I wanted them. I did notice with this acetate that I was using, and I save all my plastic packaging, it does have a reaction with the Fabri-Tac where it will make it dull if you miss and then wipe. The other one, it wiped right off of it. So if you're going to do something like this, test out a corner of your acetate first. I mean, I didn't really mess up anywhere, but I did notice it had a reaction to it. So I'll just kind of show you, and you can see the snowflakes and stuff underneath. But I've gone and added the presents and the snow on each one. So what happens is, I don't know if I stacked them before, that's actually the bottom. Then this one goes here, and then this one goes on top. So it starts to make the dimensions of the snowman. These are all this. I actually printed it and cut all of this out of each one of them. And that is what's around the border of each one of these. And I've kind of flip-flopped them so that the designs are a little different, and those are layered up as well. I don't know if you can see that in there, but the shapes are different because I flip-flopped them. I did them in reverse so that they sat differently. So that's that part. So now I just need to let this snow dry just a little bit. Then I will glue these together. I'm going to go ahead and figure out which sticker I want to use on this one. I think I want to use Silent Night on this one. And then I'll put the bells that go on the top of each one of them so that they lock together, the bells on here. And then I'll go ahead and finish up the big part of the tag, and then I'll come back and show you how that turned out. So this process is just tedious. It's just the figuring out. I have to sit and lay the pieces down and then draw around them as I lay each one on top, and then I have to glue them from the back because I don't want them glued on the front. I want them glued on the back. That's what gives it more of the dimension of it. So that's just takes time. You don't want to watch me do all that. So as what I did is I did the first one, and then I put this one down, laid the pieces on, and then drew around it, then lifted up, turned it over, glued my pieces on, and then made sure everything lined up. So it's just all, it's the stuff that helps my brain slow down, the tedious work that helps my brain slow down. So I know he looks funny with no hat on because he has half a head, but it does look much better like that. So as I'm sitting here working on this, I was thinking about how to incorporate the lights, and I think I may make a bigger tag with a little box down here so that the little battery pack can sit in here, and then this tag would be lit up. Now I can't do it with this one unless I added on a bigger tag with a little box, but I will figure it out, and you'll probably see one of them like this. It may be the snowman, it may be something else, but so I'm going to go ahead and finish working on the other parts, put these parts together, and then I'll be back. Digitals, I'm just always doing something with them. Not that you see it all the time because it takes me a long time, but trust me, I'm always playing with her digitals. So I hope you guys all have a very Merry Christmas, and follow along with everybody and check out all the links and just like and comment and let people know what you think. So I am off to go work and play with some more of these. So I hope you like my tag. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you all soon. Don't forget to get out there and create something. If I forgot anything, I'm sorry. And if this has some glitches and things like that, I apologize for that as well. I don't know how to fix that. Just fast forward through it because I cannot make this video again. Thank you all and have a great evening. Bye.